toca, toca y toca.
Cuba, there's hardly any piano tuners, and there's this like huge need for it. Many excellent tuners are blind. They figure that blind folks have a better sense of hearing because of compensation. I think if you talk to a blind person, he'll tell you it's not true. But it's a great excuse to teach a certain segment of people that don't have other opportunities a job. So in Cuba, they have training programs for blind tuners, or they did. Of course, they don't have much at all now for piano tuners, except for what we're doing, I think.
Too slow.
Yeah, John, let her touch where you're putting the tuning fork over so she can feel what you're doing. Take her hand.
I'm gonna.
Quizás tiene que ponerse quizás de a ver si alcanza.
It's the same beat. I have to take a hold of their hands and show them, you know, and touch. They can't see, obviously, and so you have to be quite physical with them, and that's a different situation. You know, you're touching people. I think there's an advantage to that. You develop a closeness for them. I'm developing a sort of a camaraderie with them, and that was interesting. It's not like working with a piano, it's working with human beings.
That's a pretty good one.
Están todos bienvenidos también.
There's a grand piano that was donated by some really feisty right-wing, this woman who is very religious, and she happens to be really anti-Castro. That the only condition that she had on her piano coming here was that it be placed in a church. So that's another one that's supposed to go tomorrow.
¿Quién es el líder? Tú. Yo. Who's good at piano moving? No, you good at piano moving?
Esa nena no vas a cocinar con salsa y mandinga.
Para nosotros este es un momento muy emocionante, porque este es un sueño que hace mucho tiempo teníamos en nuestra mente y que bueno, se materializa hoy.
people were just like really emotional about it because they don't have a piano to play, and they play so well, and it's like it totally like transforms their possibilities, which is something I never thought of when I started this thing. I just thought it would be fun to do. I didn't think it was actually going to be, you know, changing some kids' lives, but that's great that it does.
All the people around here, everywhere you go, everybody is making music. I mean, I'm standing here winding strings and Yuba starts singing and I'm starting to move my hips, you know, and it's a fantastic attitude to have in a country like this. And you forget about the fact that there are no toilet seats and you can't get anywhere except on a bicycle or a 52 Chevy, you know. It's an amazing experience, it really is.
To just work so hard because everything is important in Cuba. Like the price of failure is very high in Cuba because then life is so hard, and if you don't have the one thing that your specialty and you do it well, then you're gonna fade into some kind of a thing where all you have is waiting for food or something like that. And they're serious about getting done what they want to get done. And when it comes to music, I've never seen anybody work so hard.
To me, it's a big mistake keeping us away. It's a huge, horrible, horrible mistake. And it's a bigger mistake to not ship food and medicine.
There's conventions that say you can't mess with the people's food supply or medical supply. You can't do it. But the U.S. is doing it and saying that they aren't doing it. But they are doing it. Everybody knows that they are. Ever since Robert Torricelli and Bill Clinton got together in 1992 with the Cuba Democracy Act, which stopped all trade in food and medicine from U.S. subsidiaries, which was a huge blow, a huge blow.
I knew that things weren't good here economically, and I followed that. I don't personally, the more I'm learning about Cuba, I think the embargo is absolutely wrong for these many years. It's ridiculous, you know.
Somebody asked Fidel the other day, how long will the embargo last? And I'm figuring, well, he'll say 20 years, because that's what I think it is. And Fidel's pretty smart, so he must know. But he thought for a second, he said, 1,000 years. He thinks it'll last another 1,000 years, and he may be right.
Yeah.